Michael here, Concord Marine Electronics. We are once again at Roscioli Shipyard, and today we're on board the 144 Palmer Johnson named Four Wishes. And once again we're involved in a very large Crestron refit, and we're going to go through some of that and give you some details. But before we do that, let me explain to you why a Crestron refit with Concord makes sense. So part of what makes a Crestron upgrade when it's done by Concord so special is that we have all our design work is certified by Crestron, and all of the cabling that we use throughout the project is also Crestron certified. And the beauty of that is that that certification of the cables and the design work gives the customer a 5-year warranty on this Crestron system. And that's something that you just don't find anymore, and that's something that not every Crestron dealer has available to them. So this is what Concord can do for you that no one else can. As you can see here, we've got quite a piece of workmanship performed by our technician Richard. Good job, Richard. And this is something that you don't see very often. A lot of racks don't have this kind of quality behind them because you don't ever see it. But this is really a good way to be able to troubleshoot something in the future because it's very well laid out, easy to figure out what's going on here. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this boat was it was built in 2004, and they had a design concept when the boat was built that we added and used for our refit. So some of the speaker wires were able to be reused. There was some of the power cabling was able to be reused because it didn't require Crestron certified wire for those areas. So we were actually able to save some money by reusing some of the existing design work and going with the existing idea behind how the system was set up. But let's go look at some of the new stuff, the digital distribution and some of those certified cables in the rack area in the void. Right now we're in the pilot house, and what I want you to do is come with me up these stairs, and we're going to check out the void area where there's a lot of equipment. So right now we're in the void above the pilot house, and as you can see we've got all our Crestron distribution equipment here, and we've got some of our source equipment here. What you can't see over here is some other the high def distribution and a lot of the cabling that's going on over here to make everything work. But before I talk for a moment about how we went with part of the design concept of the original system, and that was to have a lot of the racks up in this area. And what we did was we put our high def switching and our high def source equipment here so that we were able to use some of the existing cabling but not all of it, and that actually worked into a savings for making the project a little bit more affordable to bring everything up to high definition. But down here's some network cabling, and you could just see the cabling's almost done here. It's still a little bit of a mess, but we're coming down the home stretch. The system's almost done, and this is just a great example of what kind of system Concord can put in. Here we are in the master stateroom, and I want you to notice that on this wall we've got our drawing for what goes in this cabin and where it gets connected. And then we're going to step over this way, and I'm going to show you the equipment that goes on behind the scenes for the AV system in the master stateroom. And we've got the receivers and the Crestron distribution pieces, and the blue cable is the Crestron certified cable, and that's just a nice example of what we got to put in behind the scenes. So let's go take a look at something else. Right now we're in one of the guest cabins, and what I want to show you is that we've got a new TV here, and in addition to that we've got a receiver that's running the existing speakers in this cabin. And that's part of the existing design work that we went with to save a few dollars. But the other thing I want to show you is that there's no DVD player, there's no Directv receiver in this cabin. All that's located in that void area that I showed you before. And what we're doing here is bringing all of those inputs through a Cat5 cable through our Crestron digital switching. So once the iPad is in here, it's not done yet, but once the iPad's in here, you'll be able to pick whichever source that you want, and all that equipment's in the main rack, but you get the audio and video here on the TV. So let me take you now up to the flybridge, and let's take a look at the antennas, and I can show you what we did with the KVH antenna for high def. But come with me and we'll take a look. So here we are on the sun deck, and as you can see right here, we're doing a bunch of work. We're putting in about a 45-inch TV over here that's going to be removable. It's going to be controlled by the Crestron system, and it's going to be in there with waterproof junction boxes and everything, so they're able to use it up here on this beautiful sun deck. Now the other thing you can see up here, if you look up, is that we've put the brand new KVH HD7 high definition antenna inside of the existing domes that were already up there. We took out the existing standard def equipment and put in our high def equipment, and what that does is allows us to keep the aesthetics of the boat the same but upgrade it to high def. So when you're ready for a high def system and you're ready for a Crestron system with a 5-year warranty, call Concord.